Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicleknight channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at new cards that has been revealed to us, and these are actually going to release in the new Japanese sets, Snow Hazard and Clay Burst, which is due on April. But we won't see this in English until we get our Paldea Evolved set in June. So let's take a look at some of these cards. Now, the one that I'm actually really most excited about is the new card MIMIKYU, because it has the ability Safeguard, which prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. Now, this is very important because if you are a single price enthusiast like me, you just hate going against Pokemon Vs and EXs with their huge amount of HPs and strong attacks, and they're so easy to set up that it's almost unfair to go against them. But with this MIMIKYU, with the ability that can negate attack damage from V Pokemon and EX Pokemon, it makes a huge difference because you can now have a balanced matchup, allowing you to stall or even be able to automatically win games if your opponent doesn't have any way to get around your ability. Now, they can use Canceling Cologne, they can use Escape Rope, Boss's Order to target your other Pokemon, but if they don't have any other way to get around this ability, and let's say this Pokemon is the only one left on your board, and they have no other targets, and they have no other attackers other than their EX or V Pokemon, you can just automatically win the game, or even wait until your opponent decks out because they cannot knock out this MIMIKYU. Currently, we have our Miltank V that does the same thing, but the only difference is that Miltank can only negate attacks from V Pokemon. And with the introduction of the EX Pokemon, of course, Miltank's ability will no longer be effective because if you encounter EX Pokemon, they can just knock out Miltank easily because its ability does not affect them. So having MIMIKYU in the picture, it being able to negate EX attacks and V Pokemon attacks is a huge thing because now you can block both attacks. Its attack is actually noteworthy too because it's not a damage, but you actually put 7 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. There are Pokemon out there that might be able to negate basic Pokemon's attack damage. However, since this is an effect of an attack, those abilities or things like that will not be able to block this damage counters from affecting their Pokemon. So now let's move on to our next Pokemon, which is FORRETRESS EX. This is a grass type Pokemon, a stage 1 with 270 HP. And the terrestrial rule is basically it doesn't take any damage from attacks while it's on the bench. So it's an automatic Manaphy or Mew, however you want to put it. But what makes this card really great is its ability, Explosive Energy. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 5 basic grass energy, then attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. You shuffle your deck, and if you search this way, this Pokemon is knocked out. Yes, your opponent will get 2 prizes if you use this ability. However, you trade that with 5 energies to your other Pokemon. This is, of course, is very reminiscent to the Electro GX with the extra energy bomb ability. You will discard this Electro GX. It's knocked out. Your opponent gets 2 prizes, but you can get 5 energy cards from the discard pile and put them to your Pokemon other than GX or EX Pokemon in any way you like. So just like FORRETRESS EX, Electrode can do the same, but it can be any energy, even special energies, but you can't put it on GX or EX Pokemon. Now, the only difference with FORRETRESS is that you can put that in any of your Pokemon, which is insane. It only has to be 5 basic grass energies and no other type of energy. So that's the downside, but it's a good energy accelerator for any grass type Pokemon builds out there. And again, the only downside is you do lose 2 prizes if you use this ability. And since this ability doesn't say that you can't use more than 1 of this, you can actually use 3 of this and lose the game automatically, right? But you're not gonna do that. However, you can combo this with other cards, and this ability can actually help you set up your other Pokemon, which requires that your opponent has less prizes than you do. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be seeing this in a lot of deck builds as well. Of course, it's very dependent on how useful that basic grass energy will be in that particular build. Again, it's probably gonna be more useful to grass type builds and maybe Pokemon with colorless type energy requirements. But other than that, I think this is gonna see a lot of play in the future. It also is the attack guard press for 2 grass energy. It deals 120 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Now, I think one effective use of this attack is that since it has 270 HP anyways, most likely your opponent will have to deal 2 damage to knock this guy out. So for the meantime, you could probably deal some chip damage, 120 damage, before you use its ability. You lose 2 prizes if it's gonna get knocked out anyways, and then be able to energize your Pokemon in any way you like. Now you're going against a defending Pokemon with less HP, and then you can just attack with a fully energized Pokemon thanks to the ability of this Forretress EX. Overall, I think this is one of the best terrestrial EX that has come out or has been revealed to us thus far, and I'm pretty sure this is going to see a lot of play in the future. And finally, let's take a look at ANNIHILAPE EX. This is a stage 2 Pokemon. It is a fighting type with 320 HP, which is pretty bulky. Now it has 2 attacks. The first one is Angry Grudge. For 1 fighting energy, it deals 20 times damage. You put up to 12 damage counters on this Pokemon, and this attack does 20 damage for each damage counter you placed in this way. So double the damage counter that you placed to this ANNIHILAPE EX, that's 240 damage for a single fighting energy, which is pretty insane. Being able to attack for 240 damage for a single fighting energy is actually really relevant. We do have attack buffs that can increase this damage even further, maybe up to 270 damage or even more. You can actually knock out a bunch of V-Stars or even other EX Pokemon for a single fighting energy, which is pretty insane. You do lower your HP down to 200, but we do have the Rock Chestplate to increase its defense and other defensive cards out there that will make it harder for your opponent to knock out this ANNIHILAPE. But 240 damage for a single energy is pretty relevant. Its second attack is just Seismic Toss, 150 flat damage. And the only thing that really makes this awkward is that it is a stage 2, of course. Being able to evolve into it is gonna make it awkward. And what makes this cool is that you can actually combo this with the other ANNIHILAPE, which is a single prize, and it has an attack for a single energy as well. And if your opponent is down to their last prize, you can deal 340 damage, which is pretty insane for a single prize Pokemon. So with this combination, I think this one is gonna go a long way. And this is probably a long shot, but you can probably combo this with Garganacl as well, which it is a stage 2, so having a lot of stage 2s in your deck is probably not the way to go. But Garganacl has the ability Blessed Salt. During Pokemon Checkup, you heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon, which is pretty insane. With 4 of these set up, which is probably impossible if you pair it with ANNIHILAPE, which is also a stage 2, but one can wish, right? But healing up to 80 damage in between turns or between checkup. Imagine being able to attack for 240 damage and then fully heal by your next turn thanks to Garganacl. But then again, you do have to set up 4 Garganacls to pull this off. If ever, maybe just set up 3 Garganacl and then 1 Radiant Serena to heal 20 extra damage. But still, it's pretty close to being able to fully heal your ANNIHILAPE EX every single turn. So that's a pretty cool combo if you ask me. I don't know if you'll be able to pull it off, but hey, maybe we can try it out. If it does work out, then that's gonna be awesome, man. And those are my thoughts on these new cards, and let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think are the best combos for these. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up to this video if you liked it, and as always, guys, happy Pokemon gaming, and until next time. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.